folks. Welcome to After Hours. This is a new segment of the Garage Built podcast. I'm probably going to do episodes like this bi-weekly, but essentially it's going to be a way less formal kind of talking yap session from me. We're not going to have guests. We're not going to go into guest topics. We're not going to ask any of the same questions. In fact, we're going to talk about business, but in a whole different way. And today I just kind of want to go over the roadmap, kind of do an example of what these are going to look like, and we're going to talk about it. So these are going to be bite-sized, clippable. It's going to be super awesome. Every time we do these, we're going to have a weird mug with a drink in it, and this one is just straight club soda. So, because I like TV Static, and a weird mug from Lake Powell. It kind of smells like Lake Powell out here. I don't know why. So that's what we're doing tonight. My wife and I collect weird mugs from thrift stores. We've got tons and tons of them, and it's just goofy. We have a bunch of random ones like that, and if you have any, let me know. Here's kind of what these episodes are going to look like. I think it's important you guys know what to expect, and here's what you can expect. In these, I'm just going to tell stories, essentially. Stories from my week, building Garage Built. It's not going to be at all the same from what you see on Instagram with my daily vlog. It's going to be a little deeper dive into a conversation I had, experiences I had, whatever. We're going to talk about that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny, lighthearted, nothing serious. We're going to break down maybe some things I'm learning along the way super quickly. And then, and this is the most important part and the whole reason why I'm doing this, I was born with the type of brain that's constantly thinking of ideas, and After Hours being one of those ideas. But I have some segments that don't really fit into the main episodes where I'm having people on as interviews, and they don't fit there. And I'm like racking my brain today trying to figure out, how do I bring these up? I think they're kind of fun. They're way different, and I just need a place where I can say these things. And After Hours is going to be where we put those. And here are those segments. I wrote them down here, but we're going to do these every time we do this. The first segment is called I'd Buy That, which essentially, once again, my brain constantly thinking of ideas. I'm writing down business ideas all the time, or like things that I want to see or products I want to see out there. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to bring up one. I'm going to pitch it to you. And if someone out there wants to start that and have me work with them, that'd be cool. But if not, it's just going to be funny business ideas. So I'd Buy That is the first segment. The next one, you guys know by now, I love cars. Every guest I have on, I ask them what their dream car is. And we've had a lot of weird dream cars. I'm going to be honest. Some of you guys have terrible, terrible dream cars. No, I'm kidding. All my guests have had very solid, on-brand dream cars. And mine, the problem with me is mine changes every week. Kylie can attest to this. I am constantly saying like, oh, this car is so cool. I'll show her a picture and she'll be like, isn't that different than what you said last week? Yeah, it absolutely is. It's 100% different because it genuinely changes all the time. And so I'm going to talk about what my favorite car is and why. Maybe show you a picture. I don't know. We'll figure that part, cross that bridge when we get to it. And then the last segment is called Put Me On. And this is where you guys can participate even more. Obviously, I'm so grateful for the support. I want to make this a little bit interactive and give you guys a place where, you know, if you want to, I don't care if you do or not, but if you want to comment and talk about it, it'd be cool. And Put Me On is going to be the segment that does that. And Put Me On is where I'm going to essentially put a bounty out of the type of entrepreneur or business owner person I want to talk to next, or someone I just want on the docket of coming on the podcast eventually. And I'm going to put that out to you guys. I'm going to describe the type of business I want to see, and I want you guys to bring them to me. If not, obviously, if you don't know this by now, I'm DMing people like crazy, or calling or texting or just talking to my friends, trying to get leads of people I can interview. Put Me On is going to be a fun little interactive bit where I can essentially tell you exactly what I'm looking for and have you guys find some for me. Or if you know people, I'd love to meet them. I don't know. I think it could be fun. These are obviously not set in stone either, because this is the first time we're doing this. So if you have suggestions for segments you would like to see, things you'd find interesting in these little bite-sized videos or audios, whichever platform you're listening on, let me know and we can make that work. But let's just jump right into today's, because as you've seen on my Instagram, it's been a really, really weird last week. Just like 800 things happen at once. I felt like I was getting punched in the gut over and over again. But the kind of stories I want to talk about this week are, I'm seeing a little bit of a different side of the job market than when I was applying for stuff last year. I talked in the first Garage Journal episode how I was on the job hunt last year because of necessity. Just things weren't working out how I wanted them to be. And my job hunt this year has been very different. Obviously, to get laid off out of nowhere, to have the company shut down out of nowhere is kind of crazy. It's genuinely one of the worst things ever that's happened. But it's like out of my control. What am I supposed to do? I can't like save the business from drowning if I didn't even know it was drowning, right? Like I was completely out of the loop on what was going on there. And how could I have been in the loop? It's all good. But one thing I've thought about a ton this week is having the podcast and doing these daily vlogs and like trying to do this on my own and build something out of it is something I wanted to do for a while, but I didn't realize the unintended effect of it would be that I would start hearing about jobs and be able to apply for jobs through this, which I had no idea was going to happen. I had no intention of doing that way, but it's just kind of, I mean, the pieces have fallen where they've fallen, and I'm interviewing with places. I've had 5 interviews so far this week, 3 with one company and then 2 with other different companies, and all of the companies have been from people in my network, which is weird because, I mean, how many times have I jumped on LinkedIn before this week? I'm like maybe 3 or 4 to post stuff or to like see what my people are up to, like very briefly. Like I'm not scrolling LinkedIn like I do Reels. Maybe I scroll Reels too much. Anyway, I'm not scrolling LinkedIn all the time, but I've tripled my LinkedIn scrolling because I'm looking for jobs and I'm applying for stuff on there. And just because of the simple fact that I posted the daily vlog, talked about how I lost my job, and just cast the net out there to the people I know to say, hey, if you've got anything, let me know. And those are the places I've been interviewing with. Freak. Like, I did not know that was going to happen. It was kind of like in my mind, it felt like a Hail Mary. And I was like, okay, we'll see if anything comes of this. I don't expect anything to come of this, but you know, it just so happens that that's where I'm getting the most luck, and I'm very grateful for that. So the lesson that I'm kind of learning from that is it doesn't hurt to just try stuff with building a business. Like if you're this small and you're this new and early on, why not just throw stuff at the wall and see if something sticks, right? Like, duh. And obviously I've found the way to do it, and that's through personal connections, which turns out to be one of my all-time favorite things. I genuinely love talking to people and meeting people, and if selfishly this podcast allows me to do that, like, darn. It's not on purpose, I swear. No, it totally is on purpose. Like, yeah. Maybe I am doing this very selfishly, and I just want to talk to cool people, and this is the route that I've chosen to do that. But, I mean, if it works, it works, right? If the boot fits, man. If the boot fits. Very cool that that's happened. Huge shout out to the people that I have been interviewing with. I won't say the companies that I'm interviewing with, but the people know who they are that have gotten me in places and interviews, and I'm just so stoked about that. So thank you. I super appreciate it. Know that it is definitely not my choice to have to be doing this, and I mean, job searching again, and you know, we're just gonna roll with it, dude. It's just the cards I've been dealt right now, and as much as it sucks, like, I'm grateful that something I'm doing is helping me with that. So there you go. That's my little story for this week. Let's talk about Well, I guess I should probably like intro these segments, right? Here's something I'd buy. We've been dealing with my wife's dad's post-mortem process, right? And I talked about this in one of my daily vlogs. So this is the only repeat thing that's going to happen ever on this. Maybe. Why hasn't someone figured out a way to like do all of that for someone? And what the heck do I mean by that? The process to like get access to bank accounts, get the will figured out, get life insurance figured out, get, names transferred on documents is the biggest waste of time and biggest pain ever. It sucks. And the amount that you have to deal with the government for this stuff just blows my mind. And it seems like arbitrary nonsense. And it is arbitrary nonsense for any of you that have dealt with that. Like it really is. No one's figured out a way to just like streamline that process and make it easy. Why? Is it because the government's that hard to deal with? Well, I'm like thinking of Daniel, right? And mobile emissions. The government, for some reason, had it written down somewhere in these documents that to get your emissions test done and pass regulation, you had to go to a physical building. And he just pretty much called the counties and has, obviously there's more to this process, but he's like, hey, what if we change that? And the counties have been like, well, let's talk to a committee. And the committee, made up of normal people, says, yeah, that sounds great. Let's do that. Why can't someone do that for the post-death process? Anyway, that's the business idea. If you can figure out a way to make the post-death process easier, even if it's like just coaching people on how. I've done research. There's like YouTube videos out there. But why hasn't someone like become a coach or like an expert on that people can like go and ask questions to and be like, hey, I don't know what probate court is and I don't know how to do that at all. And also the state's not going to tell you because the government hates you. Like, why isn't there someone out there that sits down with you one-on-one, not a social worker, private entity, of course, and just walks you through the process, holds your hand through it, helps you where you need help, and can like be the FAQ for the post-death process. If you're out there and you have thought of that idea, or if you're thinking of ideas, build that out. People will buy from you and you will make a stupid amount of money by helping people. That sounds like a great trade. You don't even have to charge that much. You could build a tool that does it for you. It's got to happen. I don't know how to do that. I could probably figure it out, but I don't want to. If you want to figure that out, I'd buy that. There you go. That's the I'd buy that segment. Next, car of the week. Guys, this is my car of the week. And it's a bit of unobtainium. It is a BMW M3 Comp wagon. For those of you that know me, you know I'm rocking a 2008 BMW wagon. It's a 3 Series wagon. I love it. It's got fun exhaust. It's got fun wheels. It's kind of fast, but not really. But I love it. But the pinnacle of BMWs, in my mind, is the M3 competition wagon. I will show a picture of that here, in specifically the color green that I want it. The problem with this, I don't know why BMW's like this. I don't know why America's like this. But for some reason, you can't get this in America because it was never tested, like crash tested for the regulations that America requires. So, total bummer that I have to wait 25 years to get one, because that's the law, is you can import cars after they're 25 years old without them being like regulated, if that makes any sense. There's like it's like a vintage car regulatory limit of 25 years. So in 20 or so years, I will be importing a BMW M3 wagon, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop me. There you go. Car of the week, M3 wagon. That one's consistently popping up. That's like a staple. But yeah. So that's car of the week. I'm just going to tell you about the car of the week. Describe why I want it. Describe what it is. It's just the most fun. So that's the car of the week. Last but not least, put me on. And actually, I just thought of another segment. We're going to do 2 segments at the end here. I apologize. We're going to do like 5 different segments instead of 4. We'll save Put Me On for last. Instead, we're going to talk about a business I think is awesome. Why am I not doing that? Just a business I think is crushing that. Not someone I've interviewed, totally elsewhere. Let's talk about Elwood. You guys have for sure seen people rocking the Elwood hats, maybe Elwood merch. They look super high quality. They're just very cool. But I just want to talk about them for a second. If you go to their website, they're not specific about very much of anything of what they do. They're about us, like highlight section that normally you'd see, like, here's the owner, here's their story, blah, 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 blah. They just have pictures of employees or customers surfing and at skate parks and boating and just outside having fun. That's kind of the perfect About Us page, dude. Like, that's freaking awesome. I need to buy an Elwood hat stat. I want to get, there's kind of 2 options. There's like the standard like Realtree camo, which I see so many people wear, but because I'm me and I was in the firearms industry for so long, there's a chocolate chip camo Elwood hat that is like calling my name. The problem is it's $60. And I just don't want to spend $60 right now on a hat. Sue me. It's fine. We'll get there. We'll get the hat. But that's the brand of the week. I think Elwood is absolutely crushing it. They're just crazy vibey. Their lifestyle content is just fantastic. And I think they're doing great. So I'm going to tag Elwood and let them know that I want them to come on the podcast. So last but very much not least is Put Me On. This week, the type of brand that I want to interview is a automotive industry brand. I've reached out to a couple. I've got semi-positive feedback from a couple different car-related companies, but I want an automotive podcast guest now. It's been, I mean, Mobile Emissions, I guess, is automotive themed, but they're more like their service business working as an automotive business. Anyway, I would love to interview someone in the car industry. So if that's you, or you know someone who hosts car meets, or who does car customization, does tint, does PPF, does wrapping, does painting, I don't care. Tuning, I don't know. It could literally be whatever. If you know someone who's into that you think would come on the pod, tag them or send them this pod and let them know I would like them on. If not, just DM me their contact info. I would love to reach out, and I will be having someone on the pod soon that you guys recommend. So put me on to a car brand, people. All right, guys, like I said, quick and easy. This is like maybe 15 minutes long. I don't even know what we're at right now, but super easy, super quick, super simple, and just to pretty much get this stuff out there because I'm tired of just telling it to nobody. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below, obviously, the business recommendations, businesses you guys think are cool, and just let me know how you're feeling about the podcast. I would love to get some feedback from you. If you're listening on audio, give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and follow the show on Spotify. That helps us get pushed out to more listeners, and the more listeners we have, the better this podcast gets. And super appreciate you guys for watching and listening. Thank you, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I don't know how to end these.